This is Shappy from Stand Out Running. Thank you for tuning in today. Today I'm going to give you my 100-mile review of the RAD or RAD UFO. So first off, a little bit of my background with RAD or RAD. I like to say RAD. I'm just going to stick with RAD. So RAD started as a CrossFit company making CrossFit shoes, and I used to be really into CrossFit. I know, like, right? I know. Anyway. I fell into CrossFit because I used to be a massive runner. It was like my life, it was my personality and everything. And then I had a serious injury and I was told I wouldn't be able to run again. And I was very depressed. So CrossFit, High Rocks gets a lot of flack. A lot of people make fun of it or things like that. But at its core, it's very similar to running. You have your niche group. People love to do it and people outside it judge it. I'm sure all of us have gotten that thing, why do you run? And CrossFit's the same way. All I know is I needed something to fill that exercise, fill that competitive nature I had, and I fell into CrossFit. And I was the weakest person by far. I mean, so weak. I was a rail-thin runner coming into a gym full of these massive stacked men and women. But the thing is, they were so kind. They were so supportive of me. Shout out to my TFL friends and family. Still love you guys and appreciate everything you did for me. And you know, I stayed with that for a while. And the RAD shoes were just coming out, and I never got a chance to try them, but they were on my radar to try. And then I ended up, you know, going into soccer, which got me back to running, which brought me here. And finally finding these gorgeous, perfect shoes. Because I know I use the word perfect, nothing's ever perfect, but this shoe is so close to it. And this is for me. Always remember that. All right, so let's talk about the stats of the shoe. So we started with 249 grams in a size 9, which is pretty light for all of this bulbous cushion coming out to the sides. It's 42 millimeters in the heel with 34 millimeters in the forefoot, and that gives us an 8 millimeter drop. All right, so let's go into the upper. So the upper is one of my favorites. You can see all the kind of holes and perforations, so it's very breathable. You can see the very plush tongue, making it, and all the way around, it's very plush, making it super comfortable. It is a mesh upper, which is light feeling. And obviously, if you can see from here and here, it has a massive forefoot. It does not come in size wide, but most people with wider feet should have no problem with this shoe. The magic of it is that people with narrower feet should fit it fine as well. It's got a brilliant lace system that you can pull really tight and just create that lockdown feeling. So no matter what your foot type, you're going to be pretty happy with these. So that is a big plus. All right. So now onto the foam. This is where the shoe really stands out. Now this is a 2 PIBA blend. Sorry, 2 PIBA blend. I don't know how it blends. I don't know where it goes. But it's obviously a lot of foam. This is where I really like the UFO name to it, because it kind of comes off all the sides, kind of like an old 1960s UFO might look like. There's foam all around it, so you have plenty in the heel, and you have plenty in the forefoot, plenty in the middle, so you can strike. No matter what type of striker you are, you will have a place in this shoe. Right? But the real genius thing about this shoe is if you look at the profile, look at that design. It's got a solid rocker. And that design makes this shoe so special. So it doesn't have a plate in it, so you're not getting all that crazy bounce, but it's a really nice feel. All right. The outsole is designed with these 2 rubber pods that go through it, and it is great grip. It covers all areas, so you're saving weight, not covering the whole thing, with a little cutout in here. but there's plenty of traction. All right, now let's get into the purpose and the great things about the shoe. All right, purpose. Pretty much everything. And so this shocked me. All right. So initially, if you look at the RAD website, RAD website, you're going to find it says for daily runs, long runs, intervals, and that's a pretty bold claim, and it is. All right. So when I got this shoe, I could do it long runs. Now I would not use this for a recovery or a super long run. I like a little bit more, not more, but like a different type of foam feel for me. But if you're, and plus this is designed to go quicker. So you're gonna use these at your race pace. But definitely your long runs at race pace will be great for these. If you use it for a daily shoe, you're getting a lot out of it. Now, I would never have done this, but I actually joined a run club, Charm City Run, kind of like a training group to help me on my way to my marathon, hopefully, and get some PRs along the way. And we had a track workout the other day, and I still have not settled really on what my race day shoe is going to be, and I don't really have an interval shoe. So I'm like, well, my options are the On Cloud Monster 3 Hyper. No, I don't want to run on the track with that. The Hyper Boost Edge. No, it definitely can pick up speed, but not for that. And this. These are the three shoes I've been. Oh, sorry, I forgot the Hoka Skyward X2. Not a track workout shoe. Don't recommend it. But these are best I had, and I know they're light. I know the rocker's good, and so I used them, and they were fantastic. They responded to everything. Look, if I was a track athlete, no, this would not be my first choice. But for me and my speed and just getting on the track and doing some intervals and everything like that, this handled so well. You can easily use it for that. All right, durability. The durability on the shoe is absolutely fantastic. It's going to last you a long time. Like I said, this is 100 miles in. The only, other than like the dirt, the only way you can tell that I've run in this shoe is the crease lines, and you're going to get that with these Piva foams. Right? You're going to get those with use, but it hasn't shrunk, hasn't lost anything. This thing has got like 250, 300 miles in it still, and I don't see myself changing these out anytime soon. Will I get another pair? Most likely, yes. All right, so there's plenty of work there. All right, so with that being said, let's get into the ratings. All right, so first off, overall design of the shoe. This is going to probably where the shoe is divisive, because I have to admit, when I first saw it online, I was like, oh, that's disgusting. But when I saw it in person, it looks a lot better in person. All right. All right. So first, the colors. There's so many colors, and most of them are bright. You have the pink, the orange, purple. They have a new like fuchsia color, which I absolutely love. They have an all white one. They have an all black one. They have highlighter yellow, like a full one, and then like kind of the design with this. I love them. I love the bright colors. Some people find them obnoxious. I love it. The rocker makes the shoe look quick. Everything looks so good, and it just screams run shoe. So I'm giving that an A. All right, on to the midsole. The midsole is, like I said, it's a great midsole. It doesn't flatten out. It gives you pop. It gives you speed. It's got a great rocker. It's soft enough but firm enough to go long and go quick. That's another solid A for me. All right, going on to the price. The price is $200, and that price is probably hurting the shoe a bit. Is this shoe worth it? Yes, hands down, especially for the amount of time you're going to use it for, all the things you use it for. It's a hands down great shoe, and I would pay $200 for this all day, considering the price of other similar shoes. But that being said, this is a very still unknown brand. Now, they made a splash with this, so it's gaining popularity, and they're releasing more running shoes, but this shoe is still pretty unknown. And if they lowered that down to like 150 to 180, I think more people would take a chance on it. Because you get to that 200 range, some people are going to be like, ooh, what? I don't know the shoe. I'm not taking a chance. So that's kind of a miss on the price point. Once you try it, you're like, worth it. But if you don't try it, you don't want to take that chance, you're not going to find out. So I'm going to give that like a B. Right. So what's that overall rating? We have 3 A's and 1B. This shoe, hands down, is a standout for me. It's a standout out of the box, and it's a standout 100 miles in. You're going to have plenty of good times in this shoe. All right. So let's talk about this shoe in the RAD lineup, RAD, because they are building a lineup right now. Right? So this shoe is, I would say, more their daily run, their long shoe, probably honestly their long shoe. They just came out with their other shoe called the RAD Mallow. The RAD Mallow is not, it's still kind of hard to place. I'm not really sure on that. I haven't tried it out, but here's some things about the RAD Mallow. RAD considers their Mallow their cushioned and supportive daily trainer. It has a 40% bio EVA plus OBC midsole. It's a cushioned ride on a stable platform. It says dynamic toe rocker, but you can see from the image that it's relatively flat, honestly. Engineered mesh upper, similar to the RAD UFO. So it comes in at a 42 millimeter stack height with an 8 millimeter drop. So again, that's similar to the UFO, and it comes in at 302 grams in a U.S. men's size 9. Right. So that would be your 1-2, and then they created the RAD Synth, I believe, and that is a sweet looking shoe. That is their kind of speedier running shoe. That's kind of very similar to your Hoka Mach 7, your shoes like that. I don't have an interest in that one. So let me tell you a little bit about that shoe in the RAD lineup. Again, the website calls the Synth a daily trainer. So you have 3 kind of daily trainers. However, this was the most different from them. The Synth is the lightest. It comes in at 232 grams for a U.S. men's size 9, a 6 millimeter drop. It's a supercritical swell foam, which is their TPEE foam, plus 40% of the bio EVA. It's much firmer than the other two. So it is responsive with some plenty of durability for daily miles. Let's see. It's got 38 millimeter stack height. So that means 32 millimeters in the forefoot. So it's definitely your more aggressive of the 3. All right. So that's your RAD lineup. But at the same time, I had to choose one shoe of those 3 every time, I'm choosing the UFO. It's such a good shoe, and I'm rooting for RAD. I really am. I'm hoping this is not a one-hit wonder. I hope this isn't a call me maybe song where it's not a ice baby got back, one of those one hit and done. I hope they make more great shoes, and I'm very excited to see what comes along. All right, so how best do you use this shoe? All right, let's talk about a 4-shoe rotation. If this is a 4-shoe rotation, this would be my kind of long runs intervals, long run intervals. My pace race runs. It would not be my recovery. I would want something a little bit softer, a little bit more less aggressiveness to it, but it would fit in great with my long run efforts. So that would be it in a 4-shoe rotation, and then you would have your daily, you would have your interval shoe, and then you would have your race day shoe. All right. If I'm going down to a 3-shoe rotation, with 3 shoes, this would fit probably my daily and my intervals, and then I'd have a long run shoe, and then I'd have a race day shoe. That's me. All right, if you're going to a 2-shoe rotation, this would be my everything but race day, and I would be perfectly fine. I would have no problem with that at all. This can handle those miles. This can handle this different varying paces. So it would be great with that. This shoe, dare I say, is one of the rare shoes that would be a one shoe rotation. Is it still a rotation if it's one shoe? If you just use one shoe, I mean, not one shoe. Like you have the other two. Have two shoes, but not a two-shoe rotate. As I was saying, so this would work with one shoe. It can handle races. In fact, I would probably feel really good using this anywhere from probably a 10K to a marathon. 5K, I would want something a bit more. Look, it can do it. That's fine. But if you're really going for a PR, this is not the shoe you want for a 5K. 10K, maybe. But you probably want something with a plate. All right. Next, let's talk about some comparisons. Make sure you are spending your money in the right place.
The first shoe that comes to my mind is the Nike Vomero Plus. All right, so first of all, the RAD UFO is a lot lighter. It's approximately 8.7 ounces to the Vomero's 10.9 ounces. The midsole, the UFO uses a dual-density PIBA blend, and the Vomero Plus uses a full-length Zoom X foam. So both are very plush and very smooth. The UFO has an 8mm drop, whereas the Vomero Plus has a 10mm drop. I want someone who prefers the lower drop. The UFO has a slightly tapered but comfortable toe box. The Vomero Plus features a slightly narrower, although I kind of disagree with that. It still has plenty of room. The UFO is great for everything from steady miles to slightly faster tempo work. The Vomero Plus is a kind of good cruiser. You can definitely get some speed into it, but not as much, and doesn't have the range as the UFO. Another fantastic shoe you can compare the UFO to is the Super Blast 3. Now, with the Super Blast 3, you get this is best for your high mileage versatility. It is softer, it is lighter, and it feels a bit more forgiving. So this is better for your easy recovery days than the UFO, but it can still handle plenty of miles. You would use your UFO best for your more performance-oriented shoe with a more pronounced rocker that naturally encourages you to run faster. All right, so comparing this, the specs on them, the stack height, the RAD UFO sits at 42 millimeters in the heel and 34 millimeters in the forefoot. The Super Blast 3 is even thicker at a 46.5 millimeter in the heel, so you're getting much more stack to it. They both have an 8mm drop, and they're both relatively light. Like I said, the Super Blast is like about an 8.8, and just like the RAD UFO is just a bit beneath it, so not too much to focus on. The Super Blast 3 has their combination of the FF Leap and FF Blast Plus, which is softer, springier, and more compressive. The UFO has a dual density PBX blend that's kind of more energetic, maybe, and you get quicker rebound to it. So the fit, I would say they are both fantastic uppers. They're both so comfortable to run in. Really, you can't go wrong with either shoe. But if you're looking to something that goes a bit quicker, I do think the RAD UFO has more versatility than the Super Blast 3. And finally, let's answer that super popular question, is this an Evo SL killer? Now, for me, the answer is yes. For you, that might be different. So let's take a look. The Adidas obviously has the Light Strike Pro mid foam, which is their race blend. The RAD UFO has their PIBA blend. So between the two midsoles, you're probably getting a more fun, poppier feel from the Adidas. You're getting a faster shoe. The stack height, the Adidas is a lot lower, where you get like a max cushion feel in the RAD UFO. So if you're looking for pure speed, the Evo is going to win. But if you're looking for a range, and I'm speaking for myself and most people I've talked to, you're much better off with the RAD UFO. It's much more stable. I can easily go nice and easy on it and go longer, whereas my feet will start to hurt in the Evo SL anything more than about like 10 miles. So I really keep that in consideration. The fit, the RAD is a lot more comfortable, whereas the Adidas upper is more narrow and a snug fit. You have a wider area for the RAD UFO, And of course, the price difference is, the Evo wins it with that 150 compared to the 200. So really, you're asking yourself what you're looking for in a shoe. If you are looking for comfort and durability and variability, then RAD UFO all day for me.
Right, so to wrap this all up, this is hands down one of my favorite shoes of the year. Um, this is one of my favorite shoes I've ever run in, and I've run in a lot of different shoes. Um, and I don't see this shoe going anywhere. And I just imagine it's going to get better and better. And I'm really excited to see what Rad comes out with next. Because trust me, the other two are not strikeouts. They're not bad shoes. It's just, wow, you made a really good shoe. And it's kind of hard to compare to this shoe. So you, they got to come up with something. But I have confidence they will. All right. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Remember, be bold, be fast, be you. Stand out.